Pooja Lakshmin MD, Real Self-Care, a transformative program for redefining wellness. Dive into a Real Self-Care, a transformative program for redefining wellness by Dr. Pooja Lakshmin, and embark on a journey to unveil the essence of genuine self-care. In a world rife with quick-fix solutions and superficial wellness trends, this book shatters conventional notions and presents a revolutionary approach tailored to individual experiences and inner struggles. As you explore this summary, you'll discover the stark reality that traditional self-care often bypasses. It's not just about feeling burned out or overwhelmed, but understanding why these feelings persist, particularly among those with limited access to resources. The emphasis here is on setting firm boundaries, practicing self-compassion, understanding your core values, and asserting personal power. Prepare to challenge inner critics, dismantle guilt-induced pressures, and embrace a self-care routine that truly aligns with your life, all while realizing when professional help is necessary. Welcome to a new paradigm of empowerment and personal wellness.
Redefining self-care. Imagine a world where self-care isn't just a trendy program, but a transformative journey designed for you. If juggling family duties, work, or school leaves you feeling drained, you're not alone. Many turn to self-care regimens promising vitality and order, hoping a correct approach will magically align their lives. Yet, following these paths often leads to the same fatigue and stress. Why? Because the real issue often isn't addressed. Without the privileges of excellent education, a lucrative job, or affordable health services, self-care must be personalized, reflecting your unique experiences and current challenges. At its core, self-care should resonate with your deepest self, altering how you perceive and speak to yourself. When the harsh self-critic takes center stage, especially for those who have faced marginalization or trauma, feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness prevail. Authentic self-care begins by understanding its limits and knowing professional help is sometimes necessary. True self-care revolves around 4 principles. First, establish boundaries. Face the guilt that often accompanies these actions to relieve stress and foster tranquility in your life. The second principle is self-compassion, an essential kindness toward yourself that combats internal bullying. What's more, real self-care entails grounding in your core values, guiding you closer to your aspirations. Lastly, it's an assertion of power, the power to reclaim control over your life, validating your existence and highlighting the importance of your needs and health. For some, recognizing their worthiness to claim time and space may feel revolutionary. However, embracing this reality catalyzes personal and societal transformation. True self-care isn't a mere escape, it's acknowledging your intrinsic value and embracing who you are without apology. Embrace your boundaries. Boundaries are non-negotiable. Imagine moments when someone asked for more than you could give, a weekend work request, an exhausted friend's plea, or a spouse's call to cut short a night out due to a bedtime crisis. If these scenarios led you to sacrifice personal peace, it may be time to reevaluate your boundaries. Boundaries allow you to define limits and give yourself the permission to uphold them despite discomfort or backlash. It's common to falter due to guilt, especially if you feel responsible for others' emotions. This often stems from experiences within family systems that encouraged putting others' needs first, fostering a pattern of codependence rather than healthy independence. For instance, new parents might feel obligated to accept grandparent interventions that clash with their own or their pediatrician's advice, driven by a need to ensure parental happiness. Empowerment flourishes when you interact in nurturing, self-supportive ways, resisting the pressure of toxic family dynamics. When guilt lingers, it sabotages personal peace. Overcoming such guilt is a fundamental aspect of self-care, involving the cultivation of psychological flexibility. This refers to the capacity to observe your feelings and thoughts from a detached perspective without fully buying into them. Taking action based on what aligns with your well-being involves abandoning the notion that you bear responsibility for others' reactions. Consider what guidance you'd offer a friend facing a similar boundary issue. What would you suggest they do? Reflect on whether prioritizing guilt-driven actions has truly enriched your life. Has yielding to guilt added value or simply compounded difficulties? Ultimately, fostering curiosity about your emotions and thoughts without overly identifying with them grants you the agency to operate in the presence of emotions and fosters the mindfulness necessary to prioritize your own well-being. Embrace self-compassion. Stop bullying yourself. Imagine offering advice to a friend facing the same challenges you are enduring. Are you gentle and supportive, yet harsh and critical when addressing your own struggles? It's time for a change. Many unconsciously batter themselves with negative self-talk, believing this harshness fuels their success. However, such punitive discipline ultimately undermines one's sense of self-worth and intrinsic value. Your worth is inherent, independent of your productivity or achievements. When criticized internally, you risk sabotaging your success and find it difficult to set boundaries with toxic influences. The erroneous belief that self-sacrifice is noble, spurred on by societal and religious praise, may lead to a martyr complex, valuing others' needs over your own well-being. This approach leaves you depleted and reliant on others for validation, neglecting the genuine priorities and joys in your life. Transforming the narrative in your mind takes time. As you practice psychological flexibility, recognizing sources of negativity becomes easier. Whether it stems from a critical parent, a relentless bully, or a power-hungry partner, identifying and disassociating from these voices is crucial. Giving your inner critic a humorous or literary nickname can diminish its power, making it easier to ignore. Perhaps envision Dolores Umbridge or a delusional drill sergeant, anything that lightens your reaction to these critical whispers. Reflect on boundaries you've successfully upheld and determine how this was achieved. If you veer toward self-sacrifice, question the motives behind your actions. What unfulfilled need compels you to continue? The essence of this journey is self-compassion, understanding the importance of being kind to yourself and rejecting judgment. As you distance yourself from your inner critic, you gain clarity about your true values, unlocking a life of authenticity and fulfillment. Embrace true self-care. Identifying your values and asserting your personal power transforms the chaotic demands of external expectations. When you silence your inner critic and detach from the fear of others' reactions, you grant yourself permission to step away from the clatter of living according to someone else's values. The freedom that comes with setting and adhering to personal limits is liberating, allowing you to rediscover your authentic self. True self-care draws you closer to this authenticity, highlighting essential elements that enrich your life, while extricating you from unnecessary stress. Contrary to popular belief, stress often revolves around specific people or situations rather than superficial concerns like household perfection or career advancement. By consciously limiting your exposure to these stressors, you not only engage in meaningful self-care but also refuse to enable harmful behaviors or reinforce oppressive systems. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, hurdles like persistent inner criticism or feelings of shame can persist. Such challenges aren't marks of personal failure, they might signal the need for professional support. When connecting with your core values or navigating internal thoughts becomes difficult, seeking help is crucial. No matter how dedicated you are to self-care practices, they cannot replace professional healthcare. Taking the step to ask for help requires strength and courage. Although finding appropriate assistance, whether through a suitable practitioner, financial means, or time, can be daunting, various resources can bridge the gap. Consider consulting with your primary doctor for referrals, or connecting with local mental health hotlines for resources. Support groups and counseling centers can also offer substantial support. Embracing self-care is an empowering act. It means choosing how to live your life comfortably, designing your work and personal time meaningfully, and resolving conflicts in a way that fosters peace. It's about knowing when to ask for help, delegating duties, and investing energy in what genuinely matters to you and your community. Assertive boundary setting means saying no without explanation, guilt, or the need for approval. This approach fosters a sense of psychological flexibility and self-compassion. As boundaries are reinforced, you'll experience the liberation to pursue relationships and activities that generate joy, paving the way for your true self to flourish. These personal changes can inspire larger conversations around systemic issues like workplace burnout or family dynamics. Your capacity to challenge norms and communicate limits promotes honesty and accountability in others, creating benefits for all. In essence, real self-care is an act of empowerment. By living authentically and addressing personal and communal needs, you spark change that reverberates beyond yourself, cultivating a climate of mutual respect and growth.
In conclusion, Real Self-Care by Dr. Pooja Lakshmin equips you with transformative insights to redefine how you approach personal wellness. The book underscores the importance of self-care that genuinely addresses individual realities, focusing on the profound impact of setting boundaries, fostering self-compassion, and aligning actions with core values. This approach isn't just about personal rejuvenation, it's about empowering you to reclaim your time, reject societal pressures, and purposefully engage with life. Real self-care propels you towards authenticity, helping you overcome negative self-talk and abandon the martyr mode. Remember, self-care isn't a panacea for everything. Professional help is vital when hurdles seem insurmountable. By embracing these principles, you forge a path to a more fulfilling life, where your needs, health, and well-being aren't just considerations, but priorities. Elevate your self-care journey, assert your power, and let the authentic you flourish in both personal and communal spaces.